properly, and they were taking very poor shots. No, there were some pick and rolls, but the guy was eager to take the shot. As Manny Victorino finally gets the first 2 points for Coney Island from downtown. That was 20 feet, you know. And Victorino not really known for his long boomers.
Victorino nailed 10 points before being ejected in that last game.
His game is improving as he's getting to get the feel. Again, Victorino on top of Alan Kaidik. But Kaidik hits the first triple B of the contest.
Alan Kaidik has just made this game read 9-2. 2 minutes going by us in the opening salvo. And I failed to mention that our referees, by the way, are Messrs. De Leon, Bartolome, and Rivera.
Yes, and this is Andy Bartolome, no? Because we do have 2 Bartolomes in the referee's racks. First foul called on Don Polistico as he tried to hold on to Jerry Cutiñera, who was trying to cut to the low post area on the strong side.
Here's Jerry. Polistico, the body pressure. Jerry with a spin. He takes care of that one. Coney Island now with 2 field goals. 9-4 count, both coming from the big man.
And that was a very difficult turnaround shot. Polistico guarded him well, so much so that Jerry was egging him on. Come on, Don, give me some defense. He feels good today, probably. Jerry does.
There's Polistico.
Shot clock is down to 5.
Polistico aware of it now. He shot off balance. Just didn't have the moves to go against that mismatch he had.
Well, when you are a big man and when you get into that area, you really must have a hook, you know, whether it be a jump hook or a real hook shot, because usually it's very difficult for you to turn to face the basket as you're coming that way. So you really just got to hook it in. And that's a nice fake again. Good block by Evangelista. That's what you call defense on the inside, helping out defense.
9 minutes, 12 seconds remaining. A pleasant evening to all of you. Thank you for joining us this Tuesday evening. San Miguel Beer against Coney Island, game number 5. 3-1 lead by the Beermen in the series. They could win all the marbles here tonight. Stretched by Tang.
Tang coming up with a difficult shot, a shot reminiscent of Ramon Fernandez's early years, and making that one over Jerry Cutiñera. Polistico still on top of it, and that's going to be another foul on Dong.
And Don Polistico a bit peeved by the fact that there was contact right after the foul. Second motion.
The second motion. Polistico picking up his second personal foul. Let's take a look at that on our slow-mo. Nice fake here by Jerry. Polistico comes down. There's the foul. And the kick to the knee, which Polistico obviously did not like.
And Polistico, burning under the collar there, is replaced by Ramos.
Coach Norman Black talking to him and trying to tell him this is all part of a war and you're falling into a trap, which you shouldn't do at this moment. You've been a valuable player, an asset to us in the last 2-3 games, and now you want to lose your cool in a possible championship game for us.
And one of the masters of that war you're talking about,
Fernandez, who's trying to teach him a thing or two.
Ganito yan.
Jerry's winning that battle. Now let's see what he does against Ramos, who's trying to hold his fort. Jerry missing that one badly, though.
And Tang embracing the basketball. 8:36 remaining in the opening quarter. 11-4, San Miguel Beer with the early advantage.
8.5 minutes left here in the first quarter.
Big men working on the outside. Here's Kaidik, quick release. Boom, number 2.
And he already has 8 of the 14 points of the Beermen on the board. They have a double-digit advantage early here in the first quarter.
Alan Kaidik spent the entire Monday cleaning his rifle, Dr. Day. And Evangelista trying to reply.
That is the matchup that Coney Island wants so much. Alan is not going to be able to guard Evangelista if he takes it strong to the hoop. In the previous games, he missed a lot of layups. Now he's trying to do it the right way.
Palma leaning into the shot, nailing it.
San Miguel shooting very high percentage from the field here in the first 5 minutes of the first quarter.
Downstairs to Jerry Cutiñera, the quick spin. Ramos did not challenge it.
I don't think he was aware that he could take the jump shot. What he wanted to prevent was Jerry driving to the baseline. But Jerry has been so good with that jump shot of his. it speaks well for Coney Island here in the first quarter, although Alan Kaidik, they must stop him. He's just really super here in the first quarter.
This is somehow reminiscent of game number 1, wherein Alan Kaidik really exploded. If you remember that, that game, of course, saw Alan Kaidik bury 41 points.
Frankel them, Hison and Patrimonio coming in for Capasio, Racela, and Victorino.
16-8 is the exact count. An 8-point San Miguel advantage. Referee Andy Bartolome making this call. It is on Frankie Lim.
Well, Frankie knew that Alan Kaidik was going to use the baseline screen, so he used his body to try to knock Alan Kaidik out of the court. And he was quickly called for the foul. 2 team fouls against San Miguel, 3 team fouls called against Coney Island.
The director cuts up the inside, shot falling short, scrambled for the loose ball. Ato Agustin sails up, it's a pass. Traveling.
Ato Agustin is also all pumped up as he's picking up loose balls, had an offensive rebound earlier in this quarter. San Miguel seems to be going for broke here in the early going of this ball game. Alvin is going to be called for an offensive foul.
Watch this again. Trying to get into the offensive flow early. Ended up being called for the charge. 16-8 is our count still, with 6:40 remaining.
He's on putting a lot of pressure on Hector in the backcourt, consuming about almost the whole of the 10 seconds it requires to get it back there. Agustin with a long one.
Follow up. Short. Rebound. No basket. No basket.
And we have another loose ball foul, this time on Ramos, who tried to push up against Patrimonio on that follow-up shot. But again, the Beermen getting some offensive rebounds. I'm sure Chot is not going to be happy about that. After this miss, you're going to see Ramos push Alvin out of the picture before jumping up, and he was caught quickly by referee De Leon.
Here's Patrimonio drawing that familiar double team. The toss way outside to Hison. Evangelista hijacked in the air. Jerry recovers, no problem.
And there's the experienced player. There's 6 of their 10 points belonging to Jerry Cotiniera,
whose most prolific game in the series was the first one, 20 points there. But as you mentioned in our opening earlier, had 2 games of 16 points each, games 2 and 3.
Before going down to 7. Diminishing returns, but he would like to put it up today, you know, make the stock market go up again.
Yes. Hison, open lane, undergo stab, a bit too strong, loose ball foul. Hison himself. Let's count the team fouls here. As far as Coney Island is concerned, we count 5. San Miguel Beer has been called for 3 with 5:36 remaining. A 6-point lead by the Beermen. Hector Calma gets a breather. In his place, we have Franz Pumaren.
Hector had some open shots, especially going to his left, but he could not put the ball down to the net. And the big lead has been cut down to 6 right now, although the Beermen do have possession of the ball.
Renato Agustin.
Or shot there.
Lim with a lead pass to Evangelista. Everybody down the floor for San Miguel. Missed by Hison. He was able to hit 2 3-pointers there in game number 3. Kaidik launches. It's up and over the backboard.
Automatic violation as the ball goes over the backboard. So San Miguel has been scoreless for quite a while now, being nailed to 16 points. And the Coney Island team has the advantage of trying to cut down that lead on this offensive play. They set up with Evangelista and Patrimonio on the strong side, and the others screen and move away on the other side. Island with a nice
yes, Kaidik with a strip job there. Inside 5 minutes now. Here's Pumaren, slowing it down, hooking it over to Tang. Agustin trying to slide for the basket, Lim keeping in step.
Another pick and roll play here.
Shot clock down to 7. It'll count.
Goaltending. But they seem well prepared for that play. As you see, Evangelista always coming from the weak side, ready to block or intimidate or to try to help out on that shot.
It is now an 8-point lead by the Beermen. Here's Cotiniera.
Nice
beating Ramos with a fake.
See, that's the difference between the way Ramos guards Cordillera and the way Polistico guards it. Polistico almost seems to be too heavy to bite into the fake of Jerry. He seldom goes up. Well, Ramos always goes up with that head fake of Jerry.
Ramos all dressed up with somewhere to go. Polistico all dressed up, nowhere to go.
Polistico, if you just join us, leaves early here in the first quarter with 2 personal fouls called against him. Lost his cool in a certain play between him and Jerry, as Ramos is now replaced here by Ives Dignadice.
Jerry Cordillera has hit 3 of 4 attempts from the field, as he flashed on your screens his offensive line in the last game, which was not his best game of the series.
Well, I've been concentrating on defensive rebounds, and he has been able to do that for the Beermen, who are now enjoying a 7-point lead.
O'Malley popping out to the left of the key with the 8 on the shot clock. Let's go. Iron shot.
After good percentages in the first 4 minutes, San Miguel's percentage has gone down now in the last 3 minutes of this first quarter, or of that they have played.
Yes. Frankie Lim found himself in the clear. Shot a bit too strong. Evangelista to the rescue. A fresh 25-second shot clock.
Big mismatch here.
Yes, giant mismatch. However, they could not capitalize on it.
Because Jerry took an outside shot instead of taking his time bringing Franz Pumaren to the hole.
Lower percentage at that, huh? Meanwhile, 3 minutes and 30 remaining. It's a 7-point lead by the Beermen. There's Kaidik momentarily free. The 1-2 punch working on the right flank. Agustin with a forced shot with 7 seconds remaining in the shot
Some
clock.
very poor shot selections being taken now. 2-on-1 situation. Evangelista will finish that up on a backhanded pass there by Bincison.
Some rookies working on that motor-like fast break by Coney Island. 18-13, San Miguel by 5 with 3 minutes and 3 remaining. Tang above the keyhole. Jerry there to provide coverage. Referee Andy Bartolome, or De Leon that is, just blew his whistle. A foul on Tang. It's an offensive foul, his first. Jerry Cordillera will be replaced by Victorino. We take a pause in the action as San Miguel has called a timeout. Earlier tonight, Alaska Milk ended the series for third, ending it with a 3-2 count and a 90-76 conquest of Swift. Jania Barrientos emerging from that game as the Gilby's Choice player, 22 points and 5 rebounds and 5 assists.
Very convincing win by Alaska. They won games 1, 3, and 5. And that series was really extended to the hilt. I mean, the games there was much closer if you look at the scores in the games here in the championship series, although obviously the defense there is not as hard as the ones here.
Evangelista with a turn to the basket. By the way, I failed to mention that Fernandez has joined the fray for the first time,
replacing Alvin Teng. He did so, Seb, during the timeout that was called by the Beermen. And I think Coney Island again going to the inside. You see most of the plays either for Jerry Cordillera earlier, Ray Evangelista, and eventually they'll go to Alvin Patrimonio. If these guys can deliver early, then Alvin does not have to do the kind of job that he did in the fourth game, where he had to work the first 3 quarters and had no gas left in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
All the stations were closed that day. Nobody wanted to give a gas out, so he ran out of gas.
Walang natirang 24-hour na
he just worked too much and too early with nobody helping him out.
By the way, Evangelista, his only sub-10-point game occurred in game number 3, had 6 points there. Meanwhile, a heist.
Again, you know, San Miguel has been careless on several offensive plays down. You know, they've only scored 2 points in the last 4 minutes.
And the thorn on the side of San Miguel has been this rookie, Evangelista.
That's right. Well, everybody expects him to step up here in this ball game. Now, that's going to be a blocking foul on Evangelista, who's trying to pick up Kaidik. They're also in the penalty. Both teams have 16 fouls now, and Kaidik will go to the free throw line.
Penalty situation in effect now against Coney Island. San Miguel also in penalty. By the way, Alan Kaidik, so far in this game, a total of 8 points.
And he got them early, I said.
Yes, bulk of that coming from three-point land, Dr. J.
He's
a rainbow connections.
He's a master. Kaidik's height is good enough to really be a small forward, not a big guard. I mean, in the old times, you know, this guy's surely a small forward. And he's a master at getting fouls, especially when the other team is in penalty or in the shooting.
Yes.
You know, Narciso Bernardo, you go back, Bugs Adornado, all those small forwards, Danny Florencio, they're master of getting people to foul them and going to the free throw line.
Now that you mentioned Danny Florencio, I remember the underdog stat he used to do.
It's a three-point shot, and he ties the ball game at 20 all. The Coney Island fans may be in the minority, but they're very much alive now.
Oh, yes, they are to the right of us, Dr. J, and quite a vociferous lot. Tied ball game at 20, as you mentioned. First time we've had a stand-up penetration by San Miguel. And also after falling behind 6-0 in the early goings, some better defensive blocks have been used by Coney Island, trying to stop that attack of San Miguel here.
All defenses Coney Island uses are so far legal here in the first quarter. There has been no illegal defense. And what's happened is San Miguel has been careless as Coney Island is prepared for their options of their passes on their plays. However, the penalty situation again in effect because of that foul. And Pumaren goes to the free throw line to reestablish a 1-point lead for San Miguel.
An extremely long silence for the Beermen, almost 6 minutes of no baskets for Norman Black's crew.
Game 4 had 5 points and 3 rebounds for Pumaren. He's been steady. Hector has picked up his game in the games that they have won. San Miguel trapping a little bit here with 1:26. Frankie's trapped at the corner. That's the worst spot to be.
That's where San Miguel wants him to be.
Another handle goes slam for Evangelista, and he is the leading scorer for Coney Island here.
In double digits with 10. Already hitting his average in the series with still a minute to go in the first quarter.
Well, they've been feeding him a lot. Huh?
There's no doubt about that. He's been set up well. This layup does not work. And the rebound is blocked by the rookie. Evangelista already with 3 rebounds in the game.
And the first opportunity to go into the lead for Coney Island comes on this offensive play. Albin taking it hard. Good defense there by Ives.
And Dignadice lead pass to De La Cruz. Pumaren momentarily free. 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Struggling for position play, and eventually a double foul is going to be called between Frank Elim and Ato Agustin. Is it a double foul or a holding foul? Let's see. Double foul, yes. You see at this, both of them are holding on to each other. Frankie making sure he's on top. At that point, Frankie, the double foul had already been whistled before Frankie gets Ato in the face. Now, although he tries to help him up after that.
Possession retained by San Miguel Beer.
That's the rule here.
Yes, 23 seconds remaining. Inside toss, De La Cruz, short distance connection.
A little soft on that shot, which is something that you cannot do when you're underneath, but he was lucky there was enough spin for that ball to go in.
An opportunity for Coney Island to have the final say in the period, down by 2. 3 seconds, Frankie Lim launching. No, Evangelista kicking in the air. Let's see how the score will go.
It's a loose ball for Art De La Cruz, and they are in the penalty, so Evangelista will go to the free throw line.
And with 5 seconds remaining, a chance for Coney Island to tie up this game. Let's check on how Evangelista does.
Well, he's done a tremendous job here in the first quarter, and because of his performance, it's 4 out of 5 from the free throw line, however. Because of his performance, Patrimonio and Cordillera have rested here in this match.
Yes.
Alvin has not had to work offensively, and Jerry's sitting on the bench.
Coney Island enjoying the luxury of Patrimonio passing off when that double team clamps down on him. And Evangelista continues to be hot in the first.
There's not enough time there, 0.5 of a second, so that will automatically not count even if it went in.
Okay, at the end of 12 minutes. Thank you for correcting me, Dr. J. I said 5 seconds. It was less than a second. Okay, we'll be back for the second. All set to begin the second quarter. 24 all is the count. Let's review the lineups on the floor. Quezon, Lim in the backcourt for Coney Island. Patrimonio, Cordilleras back in the game together with Victorino. The giant threesome for Chotres on the floor. Victorino, no that time. Let's review San Miguel. It's Agustin and Pumaren together with De La Cruz, Fernandez, and Dignadice.
Evangelista did a good job. He's resting right now. Frankie Lim hits a 3-point shot. And Coney Island takes the lead for the first time, and they take it by 3 points.
It was Jerry Cordillera who stepped in for Evangelista during the break between the quarters. Still in the first minute of the second period. Under goal. And he was denied an easy basket there, or a basket at least. Jerry Cordillera with a slam. Jerry with a spin. Just a bit off angle.
He had the right idea and the right shot. Ato Agustin almost running the phalanx of defenders. Art de la Cruz with a shot-put shot. Agustin with another offensive rebound.
As you mentioned in the opening quarter, Dr. J, that Agustin looks like he's all pumped up. He has now collected 3 offensive rebounds as well as 2 defensive rebounds.
Alan Caidec coming back into the ballgame, replacing Agustin. We have Frankie Lim picking him up. I'm referring to Caidec.
By the way, that last foul was called against Jerry Cordillera, his first and the first of the quarter. Pomaren in three-point land decides to bring it in closer, bounces it over to De La Cruz, undecided as to what he wants to do. He rests with that spin around, again rejected, this time by Victorino.
Perfect timing there by Manny Victorino. Momentum swinging to the side now of the Coney Island, and Albin will come up with a hook, missing that one, however. Heason with another blocking foul there, Seb, called against Pomare. That's his 3rd personal foul. Evangelista will be sent back into the ballgame. So it'll be 4 big men with a point guard here again for Coney Island. They have tried this combination before, and it was killed by San Miguel's small men and their speed, no?
Meanwhile, a foul off the inbound. Frankie Lim picks up his second, checking that his 3rd personal foul. Of course, there was that double foul earlier.
That's right. And so there's no choice on the part of Coach Jot Reyes but to put in a small man Dixon to play the point. Rosella did nothing in the first few minutes there, although I'm sure he'll be given his chance to come back in again.
Dixon, of course, the 3rd guard in the rotation. Of course, had that spectacular performance in game 1.
The only game that they won,
yes.
And he was chosen as the most valuable player by us.
Fernandez got a good pass over not to Hector Calna.
Just knew where he was on the weak side, that he was going to come in. These people have played together for a long time. They seem to know each other's movements and the way that they pass.
Dito pumapasok yung iba ang may pinagsamahan sa kanila, Dr. J.
We'll go to low post there for Jerry against Fernandez, and Jerry will try to back up Ramondo.
Shot clock down. Yes, the shot clock is down to 5. Victorino nowhere to go. Tixon pulls up long distance. No.
And San Miguel played good defense, but that's a very low pass by Ramon.
Tixon zigzagging through traffic.
Yes, the speed factor for Tixon. Another baseball pitch. Art de la Cruz gets it this time and makes it.
Coney Island defenders had their back to the ball, Dr. J.
You see, what happens there is they have a lot of big men, only one small man. The small man was the one who laid up, so he couldn't come back in time. There's no safety guard there. Everybody there is a forward or a center.
And this game now reads 29-28 in favor of Coney Island. Shot clock on the left of your screens. Evangelista colliding there with De La Cruz, and Evangelista playing as if the first quarter never ended. He has 14.
Well, the referees are not going to make that call. No? Not in a championship game, you know. Art de la Cruz trying to act so that the referees could give him the call. They're not going to make that call because Evangelista really did force him out of the way.
Ives outside.
Nice pass.
Hold it, says referee Andy Bartolome on the left of the floor. Victorino picks up his first foul. Look at this. We have 14 fouls against the Ice Cream Stars. San Miguel Beer, nada. None yet.
Well,
Look at this pass.
Again, as you say, Seb, sometimes it's because you're very aggressive in defense, and that's the reason why. That was a good play, as we mentioned earlier. That's the reason why you get into foul trouble. But sometimes you take that because it shows that you're more aggressive, no? And since you're in the lead, that's the reason how they got into the lead, because of their defense.
Alan Caidec with a creative move.
Caidec must probably say, play some defense against this move. You know, I shoot inside, I shoot outside. 31-30, 1-point lead for Coney Island.
Triggerman has netted 12 in this first half. This second period, to be specific, has 8 minutes and 13 to go. Here's Dixon. Cordillera, the pass a bit too wide for him. Alan Caidec Fernandez goes up and in.
Yes. Not with the speed that he used to have. But moving ball from left to right and using the glass there, big roar from the crowd. Fernandez has not made that kind of shot in a long time.
Yes, those who have been following the PBA for 20 years, you know, that was literally a move that turned back the hands of time. Nearly lost. San Miguel has it. Juan Fernandez keeps it in play. Here come the women on the attack. Alan Dig. Up, and no. Patrimonio. Solo rebound. Uncontested there. Beermen are back in the driver's seat. 32-31.
With no guards helping Dixon bring up the ball, Coney Island is struggling with its forwards or centers trying to dribble around their defensive men.
Yes.
Dixon tries to set things into order. Shot clock is down to 3. Victorino's got to throw this three-pointer up, and it's all net.
With 7 minutes to go. The pass of Calma is partially deflected. Dixon.
That will be called as an advantage foul. Calma with a push with the shoulder on a 3-on-1 where there was going to be an easy basket. An advantage foul is going to be charged against San Miguel. Look at Fernandez turn the ball here. Good defense, and he goes to the other side.
It is 34-32, Coney Island. 6 minutes 53 to go. We have Richie Dixon all set to shoot a pair of charities. Dixon, an average of 6 points in the conference. You see his line for game number 4.
Referee Bartolome was wrong in that play. Why should he get Dignadice out? Because that would have been the proper formation, 3-on-2. Anyway, we have Samuel Lim still in the country, being ready to undergo operation for his knee problems. But I guess he wants to be with the team if they win this championship, because he certainly has helped them get into the semifinals. I think even the finals.
No matter how many times a player goes under the knife, nobody relishes that thought.
Nobody does. Not even my wife. We had to deliver 4 times. Hernandez is getting that bounce. He likes the field today, huh?
Maganda gising, ano, Dr. J?
All pumped up, really. You could see his movements also when he tried to save that loose ball earlier.
Ako, bakit sa golf? Maganda kumisang gising ko, wala pa rin mangyari.
You will have your day. Every dog has his day, as they say.
Cordillera. Oh, shots not falling now for Coney Island. 6 minutes to go. Kaidek shifting directions, almost had a shot. However, ended up empty-handed. Here's Dixon, his pass.
Read by Calma. Read very well by Calma.
We are into a tennis match, a long rally. We go to the other side, but not before this call.
Foul on Evangelista there against Hector Calma. That will be number 2 on him.
And in terms of group fouls or team fouls, that will be the 5th team foul of Coney Island compared to only 1 by the Beermen. With 5:46 remaining in the second quarter, and Coney Island up by 2. We take a timeout. We welcome you back, and if you're just tuning in to us, we welcome all of you to game number 5 in the All-Filipino Finals. These people joining all of you, this second quarter now stands at 36-34. It is Coney Island by 2. Good evening, Seth Sarmenta here with Dr. J. Andy Howe taking care of your game 5.
But right now we have Coney Island on top, 36-34. 5 minutes and 46 seconds left in the second quarter. They are in the penalty. San Miguel Beer has 1 team foul. Question many people ask, will San Miguel bring home a trophy, or will there be a game 6 on Friday? Coney Island on an uphill climb and fighting really well as defending champions here in the first half of play.
Dignadice traveled there, not spotted.
He got banged up by his own teammate,
Fernandez.
so he slipped in that play. Fernandez has an open shot against here, but really babying that shot. Steph getting the full arc on it. Ooh, what a move there by Evangelista, but he backs off against Ives Dignadice.
Dixon, textbook jumper.
Dixon has 4 points ever since coming in as a replacement for Frankie Lim, who got into foul trouble with 3. Ooh.
Dang, got it.
1.5 step. You know, that's questionable. You know, the people have asked, what's 1.5? Maybe 2. I think may have traveled in that play, maybe 1.5. was too quick.
38-36, Coney Island by a deuce here inside the 5-minute zone. Evangelista is bottled up, and it will be retained by Coney Island.
And they will continue to have possession of the ball. 9 seconds under shot clock set. 4:49 left in the second quarter.
Baseline inbound by the Ice Cream Stars. Shot clock reduced to that much, 7 seconds. Evangelista is clipped on the arm. Just a sideline inbound, no shot was taken. San Miguel not in penalty, 3 fouls away from the team foul limit.
Only their second team foul. Their defense still there, but they have not been giving up fouls, and that's why they are not in the penalty.
Here's Dixon. Quick whistle there.
Beck now has how many fouls?
Number 2, Dr. J.
That's right.
In just a short while, halftime will swing around, and do join me and Dr. J. I'll first tell you more about the PBA All-Star Guest Family Plug, mga kaibigan, kung paano pwedeng kayo at ang inyong mag-anak, ang inyong buong pamilya ay pwedeng sumali at sumama rito sa atin sa All-Star Game on June 12.
Basta nanonood kayo ng basketball, kahit anong dialect, anong language gamitin niyo, tatanggapin namin as long as you give us why you come and like the PBA or why you watch.
Write a one-page letter. Cebuano, Ilocano, Ilonggo Magyapon, pwede man. Pwede man, kid. 38-36, Kapampangan, pwede rin. And we'll talk about this first half together with Dr. J, Jim Kelly, and Butch Maniego will, of course, enlighten us on the halftime discussions in each locker room.
Well, Kaidik having problems with Evangelista, and he has picked up another foul against him. Polistico has returned to the ball game, replacing is that Ives Teng, and he's picking up Jerry Cordillera on defense. Again, they go to Evangelista almost exclusively and hits that jumper off Kaidik. A big first half here for Ray Evangelista.
So much so that Patsimonia has not found it necessary or has not found the target yet. He's scoreless so far.
And another interception, almost an interception, started by Evangelista. Dignadice with the follow-up of that miss by Agustin. Big break there for the Beermen. Almost a clean steal. Ball bouncing back to one of the red shirts.
40-38 is the current count with 3 minutes and a half. A whistle halting the action. Referees not really allowing any major physical contact as we take a look at
Oscar Orwas, yes.
Oh, he's off the firing line and into a different firing line here tonight with Reca Trinidad, of course. Victorino is ganged up on inside,
and Kaidik picks up another foul. So 3 fouls for Kaidik all in this quarter. They've been exploiting Kaidik's defense.
And meanwhile, San Miguel there wants to discuss things with 3:22 remaining. Naimbag na rabi dyan sa mga taga Ilocos, Cagayan. Baka sabihin nyo, nakaligtaan namin kayo kanina sa mga dialects na nabanggit. Hindi po. Alam ho namin maraming nanonood dyan. Pati kayo ho pwedeng sumali doon sa aming PBA All-Star Guest Family. We'll talk about that at halftime. Meanwhile, this game 40-38, or checking that, it's 41-38 now via that shot of Victorino. It's 3:20 to go in the second.
Well, during that timeout, Alan Kaidik was replaced by Art de la Cruz. Kaidik leaving the ball game with 3 personal fouls. Franz Pomaran using the pick of Fernandez, but no success in that shot. White shirts are running, although Tixon is running too much on the side and not bringing the ball to the middle while his teammates were trying to fill the lanes, no?
Yes.
So really no fast break attempts for them. And that's going to be another foul. They have been called here in the second quarter, and San Miguel, remember, who had only 1 team foul, now has 7 team fouls, and that has allowed Coney Island to go to the free throw line a lot now.
Alan Kaidik nursing 3 personal fouls.
Alvin Teng has come back into the ball game, replacing Fernandez. 2 minutes and 53 seconds left here in the second quarter. Coney Island, remember, spotted San Miguel early by 10 points in the first quarter, but has made the comeback, courtesy of this man right here on the free throw line. Missing both, however.
Evangelista, 63% from the free throw line in the series. Prior to tonight, 10 of 16.
Well, that's his average, I think, tonight so far. It's like 3 out of every 5 shots. Huh?
Pumaran momentarily free, did not think about shooting. An illegal defense call, the first of its nature in the game.
Well, Jenny was trying to step up. He was too late. He had already been there. There's going to be a warning.
Yes. 2 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in the second period. Again, earlier tonight, Alaska wrapped up third place, winning 90-76 and taking a 3-2 winning line against the Swift Mighty Meaty Hot Dogs.
I think that is their best finish in the All-Filipino Conference, and they really were very happy about that. That play is not a very productive play because it is a pass from a small man to another small man. And even if it gets around, unless he has beaten the big man who's going to try to help from the weak side, there's no layup there. You'll have a big man coming out Franz Pomar in that play.
This sequence is down to 10 seconds for Patrimonio. Patrimonio still scoreless. Dixon babies the shot in the air, tried to alter it. Evangelista is covered. Polistico trying to stand like Colossus there. Almost lost it. Good thing it bounced away. Still retained by San Miguel.
Well, obviously what he was trying to do was trying to taunt Evangelista, who has been a workhorse off the boards, no? Especially off the offensive boards in this series. Now that's a pick and roll. You have a ball man and a big man. If that pass got through, you have a layup for Alvin Teng. But so far, San Miguel's pick and roll had been disintegrating in this second quarter. A lot of miscues appearing here in the second quarter of play.
Texon really playing a lot of minutes in the second period. Texon almost lost his dribble, and it will be a foul against the Coney Island Ice Cream Stars. It's Texon, the culprit. A shooting situation here.
And it is called as an offensive foul. Which
I'm sorry, yes.
Which you know is no free throw shots even if you're in the penalty. There is Dixon trying to reach in against Pomar. And you see Patrimonio diving to try to save that ball, try to keep it alive.
And thus the sobriquet you gave to him, that Captain Courageous tag, which is so apropos. Alvin.
San Miguel has been frozen at 38, a minute and 16 left with Kaidik sitting on the bench. Their offensive game has really sputtered here.
Like a locomotive that has ran out of coal for the time being. Victorino. And here comes Pumaran attacking the left side. The pass to the right, and it's taken care of by De La Cruz.
We see Pumaran and Kama are masters also in running the break. They've done that so many years. Probably in the pros about 9 years right now. And they know exactly who to go to. No? Which is something that Dixon must learn. Oops.
Through the years, not too many changes as far as who is running down along with them.
That's right.
Patrimonio switching hands, circling out, loose ball foul.
On Alvin. After he missed the shot, trying to get it back, but they are in the penalty, and that is a loose ball foul, so that will send a person to the free throw line.
We're down to 26 seconds in this first half. Patrimonio scoreless after 5 tries from the field. Talk of the performance of Patrimonio as we spot Teng, 27 points, 20, 26, 33 in the first 4 games. Meanwhile, 26 to go.
San Miguel on a 4-0 run, which takes a 1-point lead. Dixon is asked to slow it down, bring it up across half the court line. Don't call no plays yet. Try to use the clock, make it wind down. There's a difference of 1.3 seconds between game clock and shot clock. Some movement being displayed here, one-on-one play here. Dixon's trying to kick it out, but that was read well, and San Miguel may have a shot on it. Just in time, if it will go in.
Pato Agustin having the final say in the first half. San Miguel here leads by 3. Evangelista just scored on a bucket to cut down the San Miguel lead to just 1. He scores 1 more to give them the lead, 45-44.
A good steal of Alan Kaidik, who was trying to come to the strong side to receive the pass. So a 4-0 run here, courtesy of Ray Evangelista, gives Coney Island a 1-point lead. 45 seconds gone by in the third quarter.
Evangelista already with 20. Alan Kaidek nails the baseline shot, and the lead swings back to the Beermen.
Well, he used the screens that were provided for him properly in that play to get to the corner, and Alvin Patrimonio, a little bit late in switching off, allowed Alan the jump shot from the outside.
Evangelista, Lim, Patrimonio, Cordillera, and Hison, the personnel for Chot Reyes. On the side of Norman Black, it's Polistico, Calma Kaidek, Agustin, and Alvin Tang. Agustin trying to cut up inside. Nothing there for Kaidek. Agustin picking up the loose ball. Polistico traveled. He traveled.
Well, he's lucky he got called for the traveling. If not, he would probably have been called for an offensive foul, as he used that left hand to ward off Jerry later on in the play.
We have some lovely phrases I haven't said. Funny shot in about 4 coverages now.
Yes, these are real lovely and good-looking faces.
Cordillera. The shot didn't go. Shot clock is reduced to 5. Tang, quick release. No.
Had a mismatch on him, could have really taken Frankie Lim slowly to the hoop. Frankie, remember, also has 3 fouls. He was not going to foul Tang in that play. Evangelista in the backcourt because he's tying his shoelaces. Frankie Lim with a cut, but throws it outside.
He's on. Evangelista joins the fray. Shot didn't work.
3 misses down the trip now for the Coney Island team, all from close range. Kaidek, scoop shot there, and he does not get the roll this time.
In the first half, he was able to hit that shot at least twice. Patrimonio sends it to Frankie Lim. Patrimonio trying to reach for it downstairs, keeps it in play. A foul will be called against San Miguel.
Hector Calma's foul there. Second personal foul. First team foul called against the Beermen. 9:05 left. We are in the 3rd quarter of play.
44-41 was the count at the end of the first half. And the first quarter all knotted up at 24. 3 minutes going by us here in the 3rd canto. Lim with a layup.
47-46 now. Lim taking advantage of everybody looking for him to pass. Just drove down the middle to the left side.
Here's Alan Kaidek working hard against Cordillera. Tang in the box, shoots over Patrimonio.
Alan really has been a big factor for San Miguel Beer in this series. Obviously because he's such a good shooter. When they double team him with the big man, he's always looking for the people that slide into the paint.
Meanwhile, Jerry's attempt doesn't work. He regains it, fires once more. 2 misses by Jerry. It'll go the other way.
After 7 points in the first quarter, Jerry has missed 0 in the second quarter, has missed 3 attempts here in the third. Shooting has gone sour. And San Miguel still has only a 1-point lead, so you can see how much Coney Island is in the game.
San Miguel Beer hoping to win it all tonight. They have a 3-1 series lead. Tang with a turnaround. Cordillera, a chunk of it.
Well, if he's not going to contribute in offense, at least he's going to try his best on defense. And that's exactly what he did with that shot of Tang.
Frankie Lim. Here's Patrimonio. Here's Evangelista.
And a case of illegal defense is going to be called against the San Miguel team.
Each side has now been warning for that violation. Coney Island being called for that one in the second quarter of action. 48-47 is our count. 7 minutes and 50 seconds remaining.
Captain calling for the play. Jerry to the high post. Frankie trying to slip in again.
A pass inside, knocked away. 16 on the shot clock. He's so straight and true.
It's a 3-point shot. So the rookies have been delivering. Quezon has helped, Evangelista has helped, and so has Tixon. And that's the reason why Coney Island is in the lead by 2 points right now, 50-48.
Kaidek dropping to the deck, and Polistico telling everyone, look what I found.
Well, that could be a charge as an assist to Kaidek because he still was able to get the ball back as he was falling down to Polistico. A lucky break for them.
Here's Cordillera in the deep right corner pocket, sending it to Lim. Patrimonio above the keyhole, 10 on the shot clock. Alvin drives hard, gets his first set of points.
If you saw that piece of action set, the first thing that Alvin looked for was people cutting to the lane. When he saw nobody do that, or doing that, all of a sudden he decided to drive, now because he saw the lane was cleared for him.
Here's Agustin. Tang trying to provide the cover. Agustin pulls the trigger.
You cannot let him set and make a jump shot like that. Keeson is giving him too much space to get the jump shot off his face. Just got to come in closer.
Both teams trading baskets here. 52 all is to count. Keeson launches a three.
Back to back. And he seems to like the left side of the court. You know, I remember the game we covered when he hit 2 in the fourth quarter. Both of them from the left side of the court. So back-to-back 3-point B's by Heeson gives them another 3-point lead.
Heeson has 9 points. 6 minutes to go. Teams have traded baskets at each end. Agustin.
It always seems to be his quarter. The third quarter seems to be his for the taking so far in this series. Alan Kaidik seems to taper off and then come on strong in the fourth. Heeson on the right side this time. And Agustin now looking at his defense. The rookies keeping Coney Island in this game.
We've had 7 straight connections on each end. 4 by Coney Island, 3 by San Miguel. Talk of a shootout. Polistico. Calma. Open. A miss by the Beermen.
Almost losing that rebound play were the white shirts.
Heeson has 12 points. All of them from three-point land. And Patrimonio's drive draws a foul. Polistico, the culprit, his third. De La Cruz will step in for Kaidik. We'll have a timeout taken by the Beermen. Coney Island hoping to fight and win and move on to fight for another day, as Heeson has been a source of strength for the Ice Cream Stars. That's what he has done, 4 of 5 from the three-point line.
And that has certainly hurt the San Miguel Beer team, who I think are concentrating too much on the big men and all of a sudden finding other people beginning to hurt them. No? That could be the object of their talk. Probably still concentrate on Patrimonios and Jerry Cordinera's move to the basket, but do not take those shooters from the outside for granted.
Yes.
Although Capaccio hasn't hurt them here, he has not scored, and he has hardly played here in this ball game. Some new men are beginning to take that big guard position and small forward and hurt San Miguel here in this ball game.
Like if suddenly Frankie Lims finds his range of
That's
three-point
right.
distance, could be an ominous sign against the Beermen. De La Cruz, and this drive towards the basket created for De La Cruz's work like a charm for the Beermen.
It really came and was executed well off a timeout. De La Cruz, by the way, came in for Alan Kaidik. That one weakness trying to be solved by the Beermen. Another blocking foul here, and that is an unnecessary motion by Polistico. The foul had already been called. He's still hot under the collar for I don't know what. No.
And a technical foul of Polistico has been called subsequently.
A technical foul called against him plus a foul. Let's see who will take the technical free throw shot. Fourth personal foul already.
Yes, that's right.
Polistico sitting on the bench now. Alvin Patrimonio taking the technical free throw shot. And it'll be a side court throw-in because the foul was committed before he went for the act of shooting.
That's
61-56,
yes.
Spartans.
Yes, I was about to say the same thing. 61-56 indeed. Lynn with a turnaround. Patrimonio goes to work.
Oh, they got him hot, and Alvin is now hot also as he begins to play harder.
And the lead of Coney Island has been increased to 763-56.
4:20 left here in the third quarter.
Juan Fernandez breaks a shot. Agustin buries it. 63-58 now at Agustin, 10 points.
Really his quarter so far in this series. Patrimonio just going to town now. I mean, he's like a wounded tiger. You know, he also got an elbow to the chin earlier, and he was looking back at Fernandez for that. And when, you know, he's just feeling that, hey, I'm going to go to work now.
Ano ba yung kanta ni Coney Reyes din at ni Diana? It's my time. It's my turn.
He's moving better now. Look at his spin move. He likes being challenged. He likes being challenged. His teammates got, but now he's going to town. 67-58. He's working.
3 minutes, 18 seconds to go. Top of the keyhole. Four-time MVP Mon Fernandez, De La Cruz, Pumaren. Doesn't have a good look. 2 on the shot clock, offline.
Jerry controlling defensive boards. White shirts are moving.
And we're down to 2 and 57. Patrimonio drops to the deck. The double team joins him down there. He escapes, but misses the shot. Rebound foul.
And we'll have a loose ball foul on Agustin.
Agustin with a foul. Carmen Black's lovely wife. Mrs. Huitens, we say, hey, this is a night for lovely faces. Look at this. We have a lot of them here, and of course you can see the most beautiful faces at the one and only party place in town. That's Faces. We'll be back. 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the third. Coney Island making a big run here. Quezon shot won't go. It's 67-58, a 9-point advantage by the defending champions.
For San Miguel forced to bring back Alan Caidic to the ball game. And that is the first foul here in this quarter for Coney Island. They took a lead without having to give out a foul. As you take a look at the Secretary of Justice with the Commissioner, June Bernardino, and of course Franklin Drilon. Now, at the same time, Alvin Patrimonio has been given a rest. And we have Manny Victorino coming back in for him.
Alan Caidic using the backboard, ending a very long silence by the Beermen.
That silence allowed Coney Island to take a 9-point lead. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left now here in the third quarter of play.
Evangelista. Quezon. Victorino, baseline attack.
Well, that's very poor defense by Fernandez, and he knows it. He had no right to leave Victorino there at the corner and double team somebody who did not have the ball, allowing Victorino to go to a layup, you know.
And that layup gave Coney Island 9-point lead and a bad pass.
And he's going to do another thing, a bad pass again.
In the corner, Victorino.
And that's an offensive foul on Quezon. Got Fernandez, Alan Caidic in the face there.
Alan holding on to his upper lip. Quezon with his 4th personal foul.
We have, of course, Mr. Halasco there with the former commissioner.
But he, of course, the executive vice president of the Basketball Association of the Philippines.
Yes, with Ray Marquez there. Rosella has come back into the ballgame, replacing Quezon.
69-60, a minute and 39 seconds remaining. Pumaren. It is knocked away by Coney.
Art De La Cruz coming back into the ballgame for Dignadice. So the big men for San Miguel are De La Cruz and Ramos. Teng, Dignadice, Fernandez, they have been non-productive so far in this ballgame.
Pumaren momentarily open. Ramos, Caidic.
That shot is going to count, and they will take away the illegal defense. It's almost simultaneous. Yes. You know, Seb, the rule here is if it's simultaneous, they'll give you the basket. If not, then, of course, they will be charged with a technical foul, that being their second offense.
And that is why referee Andy Bartolome signaled the count.
Yes.
Sign. Evangelista, 7-point lead by the Beermen in the by Coney Island here in the third. Victorino running shot, no! It's in the hands of Frankie Lim. They will reset.
They have big men there and they hustle a lot. Coney Island hustling for every ball that they can get. They need it, and that's why they're hustling. Frankie with a long 3-point shot, way off the mark. And it seems that the Beermen were all shy in picking up that rebound play or that loose ball.
At first it looked like Kaidik touched it last, but it will be retained by the San Miguel Beermen. Patrimonio is off the bench. He'll try to get in with about 40 seconds or less remaining.
Double team on Agustin. Somebody's open.
Pumaren tried to shake off Lim. Shot clock reduced to 5. Art de la Cruz.
The big man doing the right thing here for the Beermen have cut down the lead to 5. There is a difference of about 4 seconds between game clock and shot clock.
Art de la Cruz already with 10 points. He's most productive in the series so far.
8 seconds left on the shot clock. Evangelista will drive.
Victorino with 2 on the shot clock. Lets it fly.
No, sorry. And that rebound play will continue. Got to throw out that shot.
At the end of 36 minutes, Coney Island with a burst of speed and baskets leads by 5 in game number 5. Could not cash in on that one. 69-64, a 5-pointer by Coney, but Patrimonio. All of his 13 markers occurring in the second half.
Well, Coney Island really made a big comeback after trailing San Miguel by 3. They took a 5-point lead, so in that quarter, they outscored San Miguel by 8 points. No? So it's now a 7-point lead as they get the first 2 points in this quarter.
Earlier, you saw the graphic on what happened in games 3 and 4, and what Shot Reyes was talking about, the fact that they had a tendency to crumble in the fourth quarter.
That's right, and that's the reason why he's hoping that they can make a big stand in the fourth quarter. They've always lost the fourth quarter in the 3 games that they lost.
Jerry in a trap, nowhere to go. Art de la Cruz. Kaidik back to Art. He'll set. Missed the shot. Victorino reaches for it.
And San Miguel using a small lineup. Really no contest in the rebound play for them. Not too many second chance points. Remember, guys like Teng, Dignadice, they're all sitting down on the bench. Polistico had a technical called against him. Had his 4th foul. He's also on the bench.
Frankie Lim spotting somebody underneath. That was Racela. Just couldn't get the shot. It was a fine cut. Here's Pumaren trying to zigzag through the defense. Racela forcing Pumaren into a bad form there. Racela, Jerry Cordillera, yes!
Fast break for the Coney Island. San Miguel has been unproductive here in the second half. They've struggled to get their shots. Pumaren trying to force that one, trying to use a little experience against Racela, who did not bite. And then we have this foul by De La Cruz on the other end against Jerry Cordillera. So it's now back to a 9-point lead for Coney Island, their biggest off the ball game.
Beermen led by 3 when we entered the third quarter, but were outscored by Coney Island 28-20 in the third.
Capaccio coming back into the ball game. His first time here in the second half, replacing Frankie Lim. Cordillera had 7 points in the first quarter, none in the second, none in the third. Those 3 points here in the fourth for a total of 10 in the ball game.
And the lead of the Ice Cream Stars is now at a 10-pointer. Agustin, 4 on the shot clock. Ramos, De La Cruz, yes!
Breaking that pressing defense very well. But they let San Miguel use a lot of time before they could get the 2 points. You know, you were mentioning the shot clock. Jerry really at the high post here.
Shot clock now for Coney Island is reduced to 11. Capaccio, Racela, Patrimonio, the intended receiver. He apologizes to Racela.
What Coney Island's strategy right now is, because they do have a lead, they're trying to lower down the production of both teams in the fourth quarter, which they've seemed to lose almost all the time. And they're doing that by eating the clock with their half-court game. They're not going to fast plays immediately. And the defense is holding San Miguel also to a lot of time before they can even get an attempt. You know, the shot clock is down to 4. Hector's got to throw this up, and he makes it. So good run for San Miguel, a 4-0 run, cuts down that 10-point lead to 6.
Here's Rosella. Capaccio, 8:24 to go. Patrimonio, Victorino, layup, no. Jerry Biggs fires, no. Rebound battle in the hands of Rosella. He wants to reset the offense.
Like I said, very little rebounders for the Beermen there.
Here's Jerry. Fakes a pass, goes in. It will count.
That plus the foul from Ramos, so a 3-point play coming up for Jerry Codinera.
Ramos with 3 fouls. San Miguel Beer has been called for 2 team fouls here in the 4th quarter. 8 minutes and 2 seconds remaining. Conversely, Coney Island, they haven't been called for a foul in the period.
Albin Teng has been sent back in for Ramos, who really is no match for Jerry Codinera. He cannot guard him. He does not use his strength. What he tries to do is use his hands, and Jerry just too wise for him. The guy that really has guarded him well seems to have been Polistico, but he has really lost his cool today, and so maybe Norman might not even think of bringing him back to the ballgame for this one.
Codinera, and you mentioned that his production limited to 7 points in the opening quarter, has added 6 here in the payoff period.
Well, he was red hot in the first few minutes, but then he threw down. Alan Kaidik again moving without the ball. It's Evangelista on a nice pass there by Albin Teng. 7-point lead, anybody's ball game, 7:40 left. Tixon quarterbacking against Hector Calma.
Saw a lot of action in the second period.
Contributed 6 points.
Evangelista, a monster game coming from him. 5 on the shot clock. Evangelista knows his cue. It's time to start moving, but they end up with a 25-second shot clock violation.
No shots were taken. They were too far away from the basket. Defense is right on top of them. San Miguel has 2 team fouls in this quarter. Coney Island still none here, and they've been very thrifty with their fouls, giving up fouls in the second half of play.
Calma. San Miguel trying to inch in back into the contest. Calma misses the attempt.
He babied that one compared to the shot that he had to take earlier, which he made.
7-point lead remains the same for Coney Island, down to 6 minutes and 52 here in game 5.
Post-up play here for Evangelista, the advantage, but they'll throw the double team, so you got to swing it around, and Albin from the outside, very stubborn.
And San Miguel Beer wants to talk things over before this gets out of hand. 79-70. San Miguel Beer down by 9, ahead in the series, 3-1, hoping to wrap it all up here tonight. However, their offense turning sour here in the second half. Here's Alan Kaidik. Nowhere to go. Evangelista nearly took it away. Hold in, says referee Rivera. There was a pass off, but there was a foul committed. Richie Tixon committing his second personal foul, and Coney Island's worst as a group.
Almost an interception again here for Coney Island, but Alan Kaidik right on top of that play. Good foul by Tixon. Stopped that layup for Agustin. Agustin isolated against Capaccio. Double team thrown on him. Another bad cross-court pass there, and we'll have a foul, I think, and that'll be the 4th personal foul.
Yes, and Kaidik coming out of that one with San Miguel's 3rd as a team. Let's take a look, meanwhile, at our Monolite brake fluid fast break.
Fernandez did this in the second quarter. His 4th point, and that's where it stands so far here in this ball game. 79-70. Coney Island on top by 9, which is a luxury here.
Yes. Biggest lead here stood at 10. Patrimonio went to work here in the second half.
Wide open. And Coney Island would like to delay or even put a stop to that party of the Beermen by taking an 11-point lead here in the 4th quarter with 5:43 left.
Agustin launches. Alan Kaidik picks it up. Calma in 3-point land. No. Beermen have missed their last 4 attempts.
That's right, and a loose ball foul called here on Art de la Cruz. Beermen have been struggling. They have 3 timeouts left. Coney Island has a full 4 here. 5:32 left. And the clock beginning to wind down on San Miguel's aspirations here. They have not been doing well on their half-court game, while on the other hand, Coney Island has been able to use the clock to their advantage and get good percentage shots from Alvin Patrimonio. Kicks on from the outside.
Good line, just too strong. It hit the back of the rim. It's down on the floor for 2 gentlemen, but Dixon coming out and trying to control the offensive flow.
Coney Island has had the majority of the rebounds here in the second half of play. Nice pass. Jerry could do no less. About to score. And it's now a 13-point lead as San Miguel has been nailed to 70.
So far, Coney Island outscoring San Miguel 14-6 in the final quarter. Already 3 points up on what they've averaged against this club in the games previously, especially in the last two games.
And when that doesn't fall, San Miguel knows it's in trouble. You know, when they have to go to Kaidik's 3-point shot to try to claw back at a big lead and it doesn't fall, they know they're in trouble.
Patrimonio.
Foul there by Fernandez.
And a timeout will be taken by San Miguel. Beer, great dish of Codinera exploding there. If Coney Island continues to hang on to its lead with 4:21 to go, we shall play on Friday with our coverage coming into your screens as early as 6:30 in the evening with game time set at 7 p.m. this coming Friday. Ed Dixon, Kinito Henson will team up anew to take care of Game 6.
Well, right now, the game of Coney Island here in the second half has silenced the San Miguel Beer fans. No? The predominantly San Miguel fans who had hoped to go away with championship. San Miguel has really played a very poor quality game here in the second half. They've struggled to get their shots, and their big men have really failed them here. They're scoreless in the last 3 minutes and 30. They've been at 70 for quite a while right now.
You know, Patrimonio on that graphic earlier had 33 points in game number 4. He has 19 now, all of them in the second half.
A foul by Capaccio. That's another thing that has hurt the Beermen. They are in penalty. Well, that's only the second team foul called against Coney Island here in the fourth quarter. That is the third foul of Capaccio.
Time down to 4 minutes. 15-point lead by Coney Island. Hector with a hook.
And that was a very difficult shot considering the person that went up to defend against him. That was Patrimonio. So Hector coming on with a little offense in this series, really improving his offensive game.
Biggest winning margin so far in the series was that 13-pointer by San Miguel Beer in the second game.
I think the lowest was the first game with only 4 points, but you know, it has never really been close. That first game, Coney Island had won it, you know, way ahead of the final score, so there has not really been a close game, although there's still time here with 3.5 minutes left, 13-point lead. Let's see what the Beermen do about it.
There's Mont Fernandez, Cordillera trying to distract Ramon. Shot clock reduced to 12.
Nice pass.
Yes, and Ato Agustin makes full use of it.
So it's down to 11. They need some defensive stops, and they are coming up with some press, hoping to be able to cause some turnovers.
Agustin with 12 points.
Far cry from his averages here.
Capaccio. Again, Coney doing the job of trying to slow down the ball game. Work some of the clock. Patrimonio.
3-point play coming up here for Patrimonio as there was that foul by Fernandez. We have Franklin coming in for Tixon. Chopre is going to the experienced players down the end game. All 4 of them are there. The only rookie being Evangelista.
22 points by the captain. Average is 26.5 in the series.
88-74, 14-point lead, only 2:46 left.
Kaidek toss over to Calma. Kaidek triple. Yes.
Well, Hector really knows how to release that ball back, that Allen is going to go back and put himself into the three-point territory area.
Evangelista. Pass outside to Capaccio. Alves looking
By the
inside.
Beermen.
Yes.
5 seconds left on the shot clock, but the ball will go San Miguel's way. 11-point lead, 2:17 left.
Good catch.
We'll have a layup.
San Miguel's last stand in the game. Coney Island takes a timeout. We'll be back. For the San Miguel fans, hope springs eternal that they will celebrate tonight. They have a 5-0 run as we approach the twilight zone. The lead is 9 points.
Now they're still here, Seth.
Into the last 2 minutes. Ang last 2 minutes, hatid sa inyo na Emperador Brandy. Dito na tayo sa totoo, Emperador Brandy. It's an air ball by Kaidek, but it touched a Coney Island ice cream star last inbound by the Beermen.
It hit the face of Jericho Dinera on the way out. 1:54. That's a lot of time, but that's a 9-point lead. San Miguel trying to get the 2 points on this play, hoping to be able to put some pressure. Allen driving hard, but loses the ball on a tap out by Frank Lim.
1:44 to go. 9-pointer. Coney Island trying to stay alive.
Trying to avoid a fold-up, which usually has happened to them, no? And again, they use the clock to their advantage, but it's down to 3. He's trapped. Patrimonio is trapped. And the 25-second shot clock will catch up with him. Now look at the timeout situation. San Miguel has 2, Coney Island has 3. Who will use it first? San Miguel.
Only 1:26 remaining. Let's reset the game. The timeout's there for Coney Island. There on your screens, 3. San Miguel with 1. San Miguel in the penalty. Coney Island is 3 fouls away.
Possession arrow belonging to the San Miguel team. They have 86 seconds to overtake a 9-point lead. Allen will shoot a 3-pointer. Not this one. That could have been a big one. Could have cut it down to 6. What happens is with 1:21, if Coney Island can get a good inbound, then they can be able to use the clock. Of course, the Beermen may try to steal or to foul, give up a foul early, and they gave it up to Evangelista. It is not giving up the foul quickly. Evangelista has not scored in this quarter, but he has done other things like passing off to his teammates, and because obviously the double team was on him every time he had tried to push up against Kaidek.
"20 points by this young man, make that 21 for this former USD Tiger."
Franz Pumaren being sent back in, facing Hector Kama.
Evangelista takes care of that one as well. 90-79, 80 seconds remaining. Pumaren in the deep corner. Shot clock reduced to 10. Allen.
Coney Island will extend this series to Game 6. The way it was, at least last year, it went to Game 6. Frankly, tripping out of trouble there.
It was San Miguel that picked up Game 5 there to keep its hopes alive for last year's series. However, we all know that Coney Island emerging victorious there, and they are the defending champions. So the defending champions get to live and fight for another day.
That's right. Well, they just outplayed the Beermen here in the second half. Remember, they were down by as much as 10. They were down by 3. But a good start in the third quarter, and obviously a good ending in the third quarter allowed them to pull away, and take a 5-point lead. And then they padded that at the start of the fourth quarter. And this time they are able to hang on to the lead.
San Miguel fans who are hoping to party tonight
will not see the balloons come down unless they lose their helium.
Hernandez.
Bucket for shot. Not too many of that in his career, but still willing to take any shot given him. Another foul given up by Pumaran against Frank Aleb. In retrospect, I think, Seb, you have to look at Coney Island's defense. They're not getting into foul trouble in both quarters of the second half of play, plus the very good plays that the rookies gave them. When Patrimonio and Jerry Cordillera struggled from scoring, there was Evangelista, there was Tixon, and there was also Hison, who blossomed with his three-point shots. So they managed to keep the team in the ballgame to pave the way for the big guns to end it for them.
I think so much pressure was also given upon the rookies after their sterling performance in Game 1, where they couldn't deliver in Games 2, 3, and 4. And then they stepped forward one more time to deliver some of the big goods for the ball club, for the Coney Island Stars here in Game 5.
A blocking foul there given up by Frank Lev. On the other hand, for the Beermen, I think their big men really struggled. They did not play as expected of them, and they made it much easier for Coney Island's defense to clamp down on the scorers. And Agustin was not a big factor in scoring tonight.
Like, if you consider Agustin, as you mentioned, 12 points by Agustin, the lowest so far by Agustin in the series, Dr. J.
That's right.
Previous low was 18 points, which was in the second game, which San Miguel Beer won. For Kaidik, 23 points, not really his lowest. His lowest was the last one, 17 points.
But the majority of Agustin's points came early in the third quarter. Then he was not a factor again in the fourth. You know, you look for that. He's one of your best shooters, maybe your second best shooter on the team, but probably one of their best scorers, and he was not there.
Like, you might be wondering where Hector Calma is. Calma chipped in 10 points. He's done so in the last 2 games, and will do so again here tonight. So 3 straight games and 10 points each.
Yes, Hector has really picked up his game ever since that 17-point output in Game 2. That really gave him a lot of confidence. Pumaran is another missing link, I think, tonight. Did not really score that well.
Talking more of missing links, Dr. J, Yves Ignadice with only 2 points.
Yes, it's the big men that really failed the Beer men today. Made it so much easier for the defense to clamp down on the scorers. Did not have to give up the fouls against the scorers who were taking it from way out. That really helped them.
And Evangelista gets a hand from the Coney Island faithful, the coaching staff as well.
But the mere fact that he is the last of the original starting 5 taken out is the kind of respect that the coach and the coaching staff gives him, to show Jerry and Alvin were taken out much earlier. This is usual time to give the honors, you know, passing 10, finally hitting bucket. I don't know why Frankie didn't even want to give Agustin 2 points on the layup, which is what Agustin's asking. Layup, the game's over. You don't even want to give me that. Frankie says, go get it from the free throw line. Maybe I can destroy your confidence somewhere along the line here. Remember, now it's a 3-2 series. It's not that far off. You know, if San Miguel cannot come up with a victory, they'll be the team that will be pressured if they should go 7.
97-86. 11 points is the winning margin of Coney Island. They stay alive. The defending champions spoil the party of the Beermen. And the series now stands at 3-2. It was Coney Island that won the first game, and they've taken game number 5. Of course, San Miguel Beer winning 3 straight games before falling in this